What's up? So I had a whole list of fics planned that I would discuss, but then I stumbled upon this one, and it immediately claimed my full attention, and it just needs to come first. This one I have found on one of the Facebook groups where someone asked for light and funny fics, and someone else recommended it, and once I saw it was from Just Reckless, I knew I was in for a ride, and boy was I right! I already have devoured her It's Not the End of the World Dear series, and I might do a separate video on that one because that one deserves that as well, but right now the full attention goes to the other great work of hers, and that is The Lady Gardener. So this story takes place in the time where the duo was working for the Dowling family. Crowley already decided to become Nanny Ashtoreth, but once he hears that Aziraphale wants to infiltrate the household as the gardener, and knowing his angel a little bit, he right away goes like, yeah, you're not going to do this whole backward bumpkin with a smock and fake crook teeth act, are you? And Aziraphale goes like, what? Nah, of course not. So Crowley, as Nanny Ashtoreth, infiltrates the family first and is already working there for 4 months before Aziraphale shows up, but when he does show up, Crowley is in for a surprise. Crowley, I think, never expected for Aziraphale to go through with changing his gender for anything, because he never did it before. But anyway, at some point there is a cab pulling up to the driveway of the Dowling estate, and out comes this gorgeous, voluptuous blonde lady who appears to be the new gardener. And yep, it's Aziraphale in female form, and thick!
Thickety, thick face from Thick Town, Thickania.
And Crowley loves it. Now, I never really dug Ineffable Wives before, as the characters themselves are male by default, but then again, they are strictly speaking sexless entities, so I guess anything goes. I somehow have less of a hard time with imagining Crowley as female, as he portrays himself as femme twice in the show, and also because David Tennant is, as a female character, is actually not a new sight, so it was easy to gender bend him in my mind. All the time I read this fic, I also saw Crowley more in the shape of Davina from Rapsy Nesbit. For those of you who don't know, that's David Tennant in full-on lady role, and he's way hotter than he should get away with. Imagining Aziraphale in female form was a bit trickier, but Just the Reckless paints such a detailed and perfect picture of what she looks like, you just hardly need to imagine. Also, the way she writes from Crowley's point of view, praising Aziraphale's curves to high heavens, it did miracles for my own body positivity. Everything about Just the Reckless's description of both ladies is hands down brilliant, and I love everything about it. But back to the story, as you can imagine, Aziraphale is having a bit of a hard time with navigating his new female form, but Crowley is more than happy to help with that. Also, she suddenly kind of realizes that, yeah, Aziraphale is hot as fuck in this shape, and she's more than down for it, and so she finds a whole new angle on how she perceives Aziraphale as a love interest. I mean, she already knew she was sort of a homosexual for Aziraphale, because they both present as male mostly, but right now she also realizes she is a full-on lesbian for her, and that opens up a whole new realm of possibilities when it comes to getting down to business. That poor Carrot. Carrots are ruined for me too now, thank you so much! So yeah, as we can predict, sex happens, lots of it, and oh my god, it's so hot! But do note, this is still a pining fic, like the words I love you are not yet on their lips, and that also brings a whole element of build up to this fic, and I am here for it. And again, the way that the bodies of both women are praised during those scenes is just, it is stunning. And on a personal note, let's put it this way, I thought I was straight. But I seriously doubt that after reading this, though. If anything, this fic, I think, pretty much outed me. In the meantime, there's a lot more going on to the story, though. There's an Antichrist, of course, they still need to take care of. Again, pass it on. Crowley is soft for kids, and it shows in this fic. And besides her being a total slut for Aziraphale, she's also a fantastic nanny with a huge sense of responsibility for Warlock, and it's every bit of adorable you can imagine. Yes, this fic is a full-on lesbian sex romp, but it also doesn't forget the story where they're still on a mission. Especially in the latter chapters, that gets a lot of attention, and even Gabriel gets involved at some point. It also addresses topics like sexism and marriage problems, and well, I can hardly blame Mr. Dowling for that matter, because Nanny Ashtoreth and Gardener Francis Fell, because that's how she's called in this fic, they are hot! But in the story there's like a lot of sexual harassment going on from Mr. Dowling towards the ladies, resulting in his marriage going down the drain and all the drama that comes with it. Also a huge point of praise for the writer. Despite this fic focusing mainly on the pair of nymphomaniacs, the side characters are never forgotten, and that makes this whole fic so layered and alive and immersive, and this is truly this living, breathing world where it takes place, and really it's again the source of all my writer's envy. I mean, holy shit, Jester Reckless, how? How? The first half of this fic is just absolutely lovely and full of soft feels and hot feels and so much fantastic humor, mostly about them, discovering their new bodies and how the world around them deals with them being shameless lesbians, and there's Nanny's unorthodox ways of raising Warlock. It had me in stitches more than once. Going towards the end, there is a lot more angst, and because Warlock gets older and Doomsday is drawing nearer, and it makes the wife very anxious. And especially Aziraphale is a total asshat in dealing with this, resulting in a scene where my heart is once again being put through a grinder. Thanks again, Jester Reckless. It all ends with a very happy ending though, and there is a mention of the South Downs cottage in this fic, and I'm for one a complete sucker for that subject, so for me this fic just, it really ticks all the boxes. Like, there's a praise kink, check, body positivity, check, angst, check, wings, check. Crowley being soft for kids, check. There's plining, there's love, there's smut, there's a lot of plot, we have a cottage, gender bending, it's all check, and all perfectly executed as well. I mean, what more can you ask from a fic? This fic, hands down, is one of the hottest and loveliest plining fics I have read so far, and it gave me so much feels, and it's a delight from start to finish in every way. Like, Aziraphale, he was a delight already in male form, but in female form, the delight is just put up a whole new notch, if such a thing was even possible. Apparently it is. If this fic would have a soundtrack, and it even has that, factually, it's Fat Bottom Girls by Queen, and not only for its lyrical meaning that ties in with the story, but also just the exciting, delightful feel that the music radiates, and you just feel it all throughout this fic. If you haven't read it, link is in the description, give it a whirl, it is worth every second you spent with it. So thanks again for fan ranting along, as always, spread love, stay safe, and be kind to each other, and I see you guys all next time. Bye.